Hello, everybody, and my name is Joshua Yoder, and this is the Joshua Yoder Show. Today, my guest, and I are going to be talking about some Christmas cheer, and his name is Chad Yoder, my identical twin. Hello, my twin.
Merry Christmas, my twin and my fellow life forms. How is everyone?
Oh, well, we're hopefully everyone's doing fine that watches this, but hopefully you're all well. Oh, and today we're gonna, as I said earlier, my twin, we're gonna hopefully spread some Christmas cheer here today because we're gonna talk about Christmas.
All right. Awesome. A good time of year.
Well, we're only a couple days away, or at least from this recording, a couple days away from it. But today I thought we can talk about some things. And first and foremost, Christmas is definitely a great time of year personally.
Oh yeah, such amazing gatherings, special events. It's like a special a Christmas tree event, or also like special Christmas lightings of houses. Because I've seen plenty of beautiful ones over the last few weeks. It's such incredible imagination and artwork done.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, and most recently we had ourselves a little fun event. We went down to Kish Park, which is a local park in county that we live, and it has like a special lights displays throughout the park, and we get to walk through and see it. And like you said, I've always appreciated the effort and the artwork these people put time in.
Oh yes, it was a very wonderful experience, and they also, if you're a fan of toy train collections, they had like an awesome shop where they had like a Christmas themed train set. Like they had all these different railroad tracks and stations and trains. It was so well done.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's always something that we always enjoy. Of course, we'll get to other things that we like about Christmas, as well. But one of the things that we've enjoyed about this holiday season is getting to see a lot of the Christmas specials. And man, there's been a lot of them that's been around for quite a long time.
Oh yes, very much so. And they're called timeless classics for a reason. And some of them to this day still hold special places in any generation's hearts.
No, absolutely. And I gotta say, some of these are older than our parents.
I
But
didn't think that was possible.
but one of those set events we should talk about is actually one of our favorite cartoon places. That crazy to think, my twin, but next year will be 25 years since Hanna-Barbera went under in 2001. Can you believe that?
No, it's been. I think that was that company had so many legendary cartoons, from the Jetsons to Flintstones to even like Johnny Quest, for just to name a few.
Yeah, absolutely. And I will say, talking about Christmas specials, the other day we were flipping through the channels and CW had Yogi's First Christmas.
Oh, that's right. It was the one where he was trying not to fall asleep during winter because he was hibernating. So he was trying to spend time with Christmas, just with all his friends.
Yeah, and it was honestly, it was the first time in a long time I remember seeing it. I remember we were kids the last time I remember seeing it.
Oh yeah, no, we were probably just about to turn 13 the last time we saw that.
I think we were younger than that, my twin, but nonetheless, it was a great experience to see it again. And honestly, Yogi Bear has always been a fun cartoon.
Well, he was always he was smarter than the average bear, but he was always like a simple, fun-loving character.
Well, you could say that about a lot of the Hanna-Barbera stuff back then, my twin.
Well, yes, but I think that was the point, though. It was like something simple can also be fun as well and enjoyable.
Yeah, and another one that I remember from Hanna-Barbera was the Flintstone Christmas.
Oh yes, it was the one where Fred Flintstone was starring as Scrooge in their own version of the Christmas Carol.
Yeah, no, absolutely. He, my twin, and also another one that I really enjoyed was apparently the Jetsons did one as well, which I don't honestly don't even remember seeing that, but that was on TV as well, and is quite enjoyable to watch.
Well, I always liked that whole like they stayed true to like the whole point of what their Christmas special was and leading to their own version of it. I always thought that was kind of fascinating with that stuff. Like I think with I think what was the boss's name for Jetson? It was like Mr. Slade, I think.
Slay, I believe. Yeah,
I just love that whole point of like his whole journey of leading up to like him trying to become a better person after the end of the story. It was so funny and entertaining and well meaning.
yeah. And actually, my twin, going back to the Flintstone thing, they had two Christmas specials. They had, like you said, they had a Christmas Carol, but they also had a Flintstone Christmas. So they had two different events.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about the other one. When I think wasn't the other one where Fred takes over as Santa Claus for the night? Or
Yes.
oh man, that was so funny and enjoyable.
And it came out on December 25th, 1964, literally a year after our parents were born.
Incredible. Well, I always enjoyed those cartoons. Hope we can see them again next year.
Well, to be honest with you, I think this is the most I've seen them in a while because there's been a lot of Christmas specials that I haven't seen in a long time. And honestly, it kind of blew my mind that you didn't see them too often anymore nowadays. But just, in recent, and you would think you would see them more often with all the different channels out there, huh?
Yeah, but it was always a joy to see them when they're on.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And you want to talk about all the Christmas stuff from the past as well. I can't believe this was also gone 26, or excuse me, almost 25 years ago. Next year, the Rankin and Bass Animated Entertainment Company.
Oh, you mean the one that did all the puppet animations and clay animations like specials?
Yeah, they had such great classics, such as The Literal Drummer Boy. They had
Jack
Frosty the
Frost.
Snowman, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
No, yeah, that's a timeless classic right there.
Yeah, honestly, I do enjoy Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I really, and that also came out in 1964.
Oh man. Um,
You weren't kidding when they said they were timeless classics. They've been around forever.
Well, yeah, well, they just proven that like, no matter what era you're in, they have meaning behind it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think a lot of that's, I wish there was more things to see more often, but all trying to be on a more positive side when it comes to Christmas, since it is the Christmas season.
Yes.
But I will say, yeah, it's crazy to think these companies are no longer with us.
No, yeah, like, but it was only a matter of time because obviously you have to move forward and like pass down the torch to a new generation. And plus, like I said, those like they did so many good classics. Like one of the things I liked about stories like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and like Jack Frost was just the amount of pacing and practice that you had to just to make things like that come to life, and then seeing the end result. Wow, it's that just incredible talent right there.
Yeah, no, I agree. I've always appreciated the artwork and the effort that these guys put in. And what a lot of people don't know is that they would have to go shot for shot, move something, and then do another shot. And nowadays, everyone probably just throw AI or like computers and just do it themselves. But I kind of miss how the old ways were and how they were able to put that together. And it truly is amazing the time and effort those guys put in specials like these.
Yeah, and yeah, you credit like the artwork and the designs for it. So well done.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's we talked about it a little bit, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. When we were out shopping one time, get groceries, my twin, we saw that there was a video game for Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
I remember we saw the trailer. I couldn't believe that. It was so cool. Well, you could play as Yukon Cornelius, yes, and then the elf that wanted to be a dentist. Oh my god.
Herbie.
Oh my god, that
Name
game
'em.
was so much fun to play.
Yeah, no, and it's to be honest, it kind of blew my mind. I was like, wow, I'm surprised that they've made a Christmas one. And I think they also did one for the Grinch, did they not?
Yeah, I believe they did. I believe so. Oh, that's another timeless classic. But like, yeah, I remember. I think there was like I think they made it into like a 2D side scroller game. Not 100% sure, but it did look fun.
Yeah, it did look pretty cool. And it's nice to just kind of bring back, but we talk about the Rankin Bass and all that. There's other ones that they did as well. And I can't believe that it's This one's 55 years old. They had Santa Claus is coming to town. Oh, oh, that's right. That's the really good one right there.
Or,
Yes.
I also believe he made Year Without a Santa Claus.
Yeah, a Year Without a Santa Claus was a really, really good one. I enjoyed that one a lot. That came out in 1974, and honestly, it brought back a lot of memories for me because it involved brothers, and I happen to have a twin and an older brother.
Yes, that's the bigger question is who's Mr. Green Christmas and who's Mr. White Christmas?
Well, I do enjoy the color blue, so I've always been snow miser, but my body also tells me I prefer warm weather.
But yes, no, like those specials were so amazing and done. I also liked like some of the meanings behind it. Like obviously, like with Santa Claus is coming to town, they talked like the whole origin story of how like this legendary character in Santa Claus became who he was, and it was so well written and so well done. Like the chemistry that the actors had making this special come to life, it was phenomenal.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and it's even more crazy to think that a lot of these people are no longer with us. God rest their souls, and thank you for creating such timeless classics. But
Absolutely.
yeah, but you got to admit, like even back then, I mean, you can never really know how successful something's going to be until you put it out there, or if it's even going to be successful. I wonder what it was like for all those guys to be like trying to put in all that together and just hoping and praying that something could come out of it.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think it was like I think somehow in some way they knew long term it was going to be successful. Well, but you never know like right off the bat. Like even when you have it out, you don't know if it's just going to be good or loved right off the gate. You have to take time on and see how it works. And obviously, to this day, it's been a big payoff for all of them.
Yeah, and you want to talk about timeless classics? This has been officially 60 years old. A Charlie Brown Christmas.
Oh my God, that's right. Like, it's like the whole. I still love that whole thing with the Christmas tree. Like it was like a tiny little with just one little Christmas orb. Oh my God, that was so cool. Ooh.
No, it was, and I'm still disappointed that Charlie Brown still can't kick the football.
Oh man. And no,
There's-
you can't not love Charlie Brown. That's just a timeless cartoon and characters. There's
yeah, no, that it's stuff like this. Just I don't know. I wish you would see more stuff like this. To be honest with you, I mean this is just my humble opinion. Doesn't really feel like there's many of that out there anymore in today's era.
no, I think it's just more of like they just have to like they're trying to make room for new classics or they just can't afford them at this point because it's like they can't put them on their station and they can only go to like certain like TV stations.
I'm going to slightly disagree with you on that. I think it's just they just don't want to personally. But that's just my humble opinion. But I will say it's good though they at least still try to air some of the old classics. Like for example, one of the bigger ones for me was How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and it,
Oh man, you want to talk about a timeless classic? Popularity from book to Christmas special. So, oh man, that was man. Dr. Seuss knew how to make good characters.
well, it's funny you say that because one of the reasons why I like it, especially now that I'm getting older, because one of my personal opinions when it comes to Christmas and why you don't see it the way I feel like it should be is that everything's kind of become commercialized. And when I was reading about the history of How to Grinch Stole Christmas, the reason why Dr. Seuss created the book How to Grinch Stole Christmas was he was getting frustrated with how he felt how Christmas was being commercialized and everything.
Yes, and I think that like it was such a great story of like how like he like yeah like everything was becoming commercial, but then by the end of the story he sees that it's not always just about that. There's true meaning behind the whole festival of Christmas. Yes.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Like, but it's like it's one of those things where it's like the book came out during the 50s. It's 2025, as people will say. It's like, man, he thought Christmas was too commercialized back then in the 50s. Oh my goodness. it's it's kind of funny how that turns out, but it's like, man, if they were thinking about that back then, I wonder how they would feel about how it is nowadays.
Yes, but I definitely felt like both the book and the cartoon special was like so well done. Like obviously, like for those of you who don't know, the artistry that helped put it all to life was done by the legendary Chuck Jones, who was best known for making the Bugs Bunny cartoons back in the day.
Absolutely. It was probably one of my personal favorites as well. Well, and also some other people that some people may or may not know. There's other famous people like hope I said his name right, Thurl Ravencroft. He also was known as Tony the Tiger. And
Oh yes, they're great. He sang the legendary "You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch" in the cartoon special.
Well, he certainly was great in this special. But I will say, but I will say, other people that have done in there, and also too, another famous voice actress, I should say, the one who played Cindy Lou Who, June Foray. She also was famous from as Rocky the Flying Squirrel from Rocky the Bullwinkle.
Oh man, that was a good cartoon there. Or like
Yeah,
different all-time classics.
yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, like these are like people that are like trying to bring in, great special events and all that. And I just love the whole special, and I also loved like they showcased the effort they put in through it throughout the behind the scenes stuff with Phil Hartman as the host. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, they talked about that in the behind the scenes special where he showed like how sound effects worked and how like the pacing of animation worked. It was so awesome to see that. And just like you got to give like the artist credit for all the stuff they had to do just to make a simple 1 minute of film.
Yeah, and also too, and you want to talk about like legendary actors and stuff. The man himself was playing the narrator and was the Grinch as well. Boris Karloff.
Yes, the legendary man of horror himself, who was best known as Frankenstein in his early days.
Frankenstein's monster.
Yeah, the monster in Frankenstein. But it was also like he did the voice, and I gotta say, he was a good choice there. He made the character so frightening with the tone of his voice, and oh man, it's still, even as now I'm older, it's like it's still enjoyable to watch.
No, absolutely, and it's even more crazy to think, reading the history of Boris Karloff. What a way to really finish off a career. He retired not long after he did the Grinch animated special, and then sadly he passed away a couple years after that. So I mean, he certainly went out with a bang, so to speak.
Oh yes, he definitely, like, he did such a fantastic job as the Grinch and narrator. Or like that was probably like one of the most memorable moments ever in the film of the Grinch.
Yeah, next Christmas, How the Grinch Stole Christmas will be officially 60 years old.
Man, that's incredible. Well, the
19
fact that it's around there after all those stuff, that's just amazing.
Yeah, the TV, I should say, it was this animated special that came out in 66. The book itself came out in 1957. So the book itself is almost 70 years old.
Man, that is awesome. So, but hey, what works, right? Of course. Or it's just a quick reminder for those who don't know, How the Grinch Stole Christmas was a book written by the great Dr. Seuss,
Yes, yes.
who had done timeless classics such as The Sneetches and Green Eggs and Ham.
Let's not forget Here's a Who and Cat in a Hat.
Ah, yes. Cannot forget about that old cat.
Indeed. Indeed. But I will say, the Grinch was probably one of my favorite ones because let's be real, especially nowadays, like I feel like, kind of go along with the story. I feel like Christmas itself has kind of become too commercialized, and everyone has their grouchy moments because people think you got to buy a whole bunch of presents, all that. It can be quite chaotic to say the least.
No, yes, that is true. But at the end of the day, it's about family and coming together and bringing hope and joy and peace on earth.
Personally, my favorite scene in the cartoon special to this very day, and it's probably one of my favorite things ever, was when the Grinch was trying to figure out a plan, and he sees Max dressed up like a Santa Claus because of the snow, and
And
he's
he had
just
like that smile that just kept going.
it's just going.
Oh man.
I just love how it goes all the way to the top of his head, and then like you see like his hair just like split apart at the end. It's,
Oh man, that was incredible.
it always gets me. I just can't help but laugh every time I see that thing.
I know, I still laugh at that myself. I think another scene that I always laugh about is when he's trying to get a reindeer, or he used Max, and he tried to put an antler on his head, but it was too big, and he fell down, and he kept using a saw to cut it up to make it lighter for him to use.
Oh, and also you mentioned him Max being the reindeer. Remember they were trying to go down the hill from the mountain.
Oh my god, like, that was so cool.
The whole thing was hilarious, and it's simple. It was
Yeah,
so
the music they used for that scene was funny too. Like the timing of it was great, and from scene to scene, it was so funny even to this day.
well, yeah. But going back to the Grinch, special with Phil Hartman, when they show like some of the stuff they did back then, like some of the techniques they even used like during like the radio days, where like they're trying to make someone move, and then they show like here's a magic marker being like rubbed on a balloon to make those noises, and I was like, wow, like that's really cool. And then they had like someone eat an apple to make sounds like something's like falling or eating chips. Like it was like, wow, like really they just did that and just be like, oh, that's pretty cool. Like,
Well, I think yeah, like another perfect example of like when I go back to like what he was using a saw to cut the antlers down a bit. They actually used violin, so it was like you were playing like a quick musical number there while you were shortening the antlers.
well, they were doing the same thing when they were going down a mountain.
Oh man.
But yeah, no, it was just classics like that. Just really, it really brings a smile on my face. And another one that I also kind of wanted to talk about was very special to me because of the story behind it. I think it's a kind of story that I think we all should, talk about because it was one part of our childhood, but in our generation. Back in 1996 was Hey Arnold had an episode in season 1 called Arnold's Christmas.
Oh yes, I remember that one. It was like there was a bunch of things happening at once, but the main story was Arnold was trying to spread Christmas cheer to one of his fellow lieutenants that was living with his grandparents' apartment place. Like you talked about his story of he's been trying to find his little girl, his daughter, or ever since like an event that happened in his old country before he came to New York. And Arnold was trying to help him find her.
Yeah, that was such a beautiful story to be told. And next year that'll be 30 years old when that came out. But no, to me, that was another such classic that I think to me it shows the true meaning of Christmas. Like, like trying to be giving, and like God like, be, like full
generous and goodwill.
Yes, generous goodwill, like how God intended,
Yes.
to be. And that was such a cool story. And honestly, there's more stories out there like that I wish more people would talk about because I think it was really well done how they did that, and it was so beautiful. And big shout out to Nickelodeon for pulling that one off. That was really really good.
Yeah, but like I mean, to be honest with you, Hey Arnold in general was just amazing from start to finish. But that Christmas special, like they took that to a whole new level. That was incredible.
Yeah, and sadly trying to not be a Debbie Downer here, but the person that plays Mr. I hope I say his name, Mr. Hanu. I hope I say that right. And his daughter, May, the actor and actress, sadly are no longer with us. Rest in peace. And it was just thank you so much for creating such a timeless classic. I think, and to be honest with you, I'm surprised. I mean, I don't know. We don't have a whole bunch of Nickelodeon channels, but I'm surprised Nickelodeon don't air that anymore.
I think they do. They have like a section called Nicktoons, and they try to put stuff like that there.
I'll have to go. Well, we don't have all the Nick channels, unfortunately, but I wish more people could possibly watch it because like that episode is to me very special. especially nowadays. And I think I wish
Right.
more people would talk about it more.
Oh yes, definitely. I think well, one thing that people still talk about, like if we're on the subject of Nickelodeon, SpongeBob's first Christmas.
Oh yeah, SpongeBob. Oh my.
Yeah, no, because like I remember like that song is still stuck in my head. Like like hearing SpongeBob like talking about their first ever Christmas. Because again, Bikini Bottom didn't hear about Christmas. Yes. And like the whole story behind it was some of it was so comedical. Oh man.
Well, I don't know if this was the first one, but I remember they did like a little music video, and they were trying to have I forget which one it was, but it was like they had SpongeBob met up with Patrick, and he started singing about singing a trap. The
Oh,
getting
that was like the third Christmas special they did. And
Well, I just liked it because what I loved about it the most was the way Patrick was singing it. He was singing it to the tune of the Nutcracker.
yeah, like he was trying to use Christmas bait to trap Santa in a box so he could try to make Christmas like all year long.
Oh, that was pretty good. But yeah, and definitely yeah, that was that was pretty funny. But the latest one that of Christmas specials that I've seen, too, and I haven't seen in a long time. In fact, it's now 10 years since it aired, but it was the Ho Ho Holiday special that Nickelodeon did.
Oh, you mean the one where they had like these different sketches within a main story, but with Nick stars and stuff?
Yes, that one was really, really good. I really enjoyed that one.
Oh
That was
man, like that was probably like one of the best like ones I've seen in recent years. I thought that was so funny.
Yeah, no, it was definitely it was one because it was like the first time in a long time because like I said, there hasn't been like anything new that's come out a long way where I'm like, oh, that was pretty good, and add it to the collection along with the classics, right?
Yeah.
And that came, like I said, that came out in 2015, and everything about it was just hilarious. The musical elements of it were great. The comedy was great. It just overall, I appreciated the effort those kids put in that. That was a really good episode.
Yeah, I know. I think one of my favorite scenes had to be like they were trapped in a room that could fill up with eggnog, and they had to figure out the 12 days of Christmas, and they couldn't figure out what it was. I just thought that whole thing was hilarious.
Yeah, it was pretty funny because there might be some elements of truth to that. But oh yeah, and you talk about musicals and all that good stuff, Mike. When like I said, those kids did an amazing job singing, and honestly, there's a lot of good songs throughout some of the old specials as well.
Oh yeah, no, they have like such a good ones there too. Like if we're on staying on the topic of like Nickelodeon and Christmas specials, do you remember? I believe it was called Roundhouse.
Yeah, I remember Roundhouse. Yeah.
Well, they did more than one Christmas special, but there was one in particular that they did where they had so many different songs on, and they did it in so many different ways. I just thought that was incredible. Like I remember the first song they did was they just kept a simple tone, and they used most of the line they did was from like candles, because kind of like how like in like for the holidays every like holiday had like a special candle they used to help light the room to help spread like the joy and stuff.
Oh, absolutely. That was really well done. I thought it was
Oh
really
yeah, it
cool.
was so beautiful.
Well, Chad, it's I basically picked The Grinch as probably my favorite Christmas movie or anything story wise. What about one of the ones that you say is your favorite?
Oh man, like, that's I think one of obviously is Year Without a Santa Claus, but I think one of my all time favorites for Christmas specials would have to I think would also have to be The Grinch, because I felt like and Jack Frost, because like those specials had like such like beautiful storytelling, and it had such meaning behind each of it. It was just so incredible, and to this day I still enjoy it.
Well, since you mentioned it, Jack Frost, uh, it was one of the big things from Rankin and Bass Productions, as we mentioned earlier. Or it came out in 1979.
Yeah, wow, that
It
was
was
such a good classic myself. Like one of the things I liked about Jack Frost the most was such of the silly antics they were doing. like
Well, it was,
like when Jack was just seeing all the humans that he was spreading winter for, like he would always like pull like simple gags on them, and it was such fun to watch.
yeah, it was written by Romeo Mahler and narrated by Buddy Hackett, who was also, I believe, a voice on the
Yep.
show to the cast. Yeah, Robert Morse was Jack Frost. Buddy Hackett was also, pardon me, Pete, the ground.
Yeah, pardon me, Pete. I remember that the groundhog.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was good. And Paul Frees, who's actually kind of a staple for Rankin and Bass. He was in a couple other places. He played Father Winter and Kubla Kraus, the main villain in the story.
well, yeah, yeah. I mean, when I was a kid, I couldn't tell, but now that I'm older, you can actually see the similarities in the characters' voices. But like one of obviously being like voice actor that he obviously had to change up his voice a bit for each character, so it didn't sound like they were the same person.
Yeah, and another thing I should mention too, especially with the older stuff, I never noticed it until until I got older and like started reading into things. The I love how they try to make the character look very similar to the person doing the voices, but it might just change it up a bit. Like Peter Buddy Hackett, pardon me, Pete. He kind of he kind of looks like pardon me, Pete a little bit, but if he was like an actual groundhog, I thought that I thought that one was really good. And going back to Rudolph, Burl Ives, I believe. I hope I said that name right. Burl Ives, who played the snowman who narrated the Rudolph thing.
Yeah.
That it looked just like him if he was a snowman.
So he had like a mustache like that with a little beard.
Yeah, they just made him look like a snowman, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I never noticed that before.
Oh man, and good time, good times right there.
Yeah, and let's talk a little bit about the Year Without a Santa Claus a bit, because that one was another classic I really enjoy.
All right. Yeah, I think what would you say would be like besides the Miser Brothers? What would be like? What was your favorite? Some of your favorite moments of that Christmas special?
Honestly, the relatability. People might be surprised that I say this, but it's like there's a lot of relatability even for this back then, even to this day. Like there's people out there that struggle. They're like, man, is there really any goodwill out there with humans anymore? Because like I said, people are so commercialized about Christmas anymore that people are like more worried about making a buck than just the idea of just spreading Christmas cheer.
Yeah, no, it's kind of
And
like
that's
not
basically
like,
the story of the special.
yeah, like I definitely love that. Like the Miser Brothers being Syl and was pretty good. But I think my one of my most memorable moments, I think, in the Year Without Santa Claus had to be the song of Blue Christmas, where the young girl feels like Christmas wouldn't be the same without Santa Claus there. Like, and just seeing the whole story like throughout that song was just so well done. Like, it
Oh,
brings
oh
me to
my gosh.
tears.
Oh my gosh, it was an amazing singing performance. I don't know who the little girl's name was who sang that, uh, but uh, according to this, it says I could be wrong. It says Christine Winter. She sang "Blue Christmas," and like you hit the nail on the head, my twin. She absolutely did an amazing job with that song.
Oh, well, no doubt. Like, was like the tone, the music behind it, and the way her voice matched with it. Oh my god! Like you could, that was just so well done. Like you could hear that all the time on Christmas, and it would just bring a tear to your eyes.
Yeah, it is. And it's just like, just, God bless her. She did an amazing job singing that song. And speaking of, Christmas songs, Christmas songs are other good ones. There's some I like more than others, obviously. But you mentioned it earlier. She sang Blue Christmas. The song was, I do believe it was first recorded. And according to this, it says it was recorded in 1948 by Doy Odell, but it was more famously known for as being sung by Elvis Presley.
Oh wow, that's amazing. Dang.
Yeah, Elvis Presley, Blue Christmas, and I do enjoy Blue Christmas. It's an amazing song.
Oh yes.
Even though there is like a kind of a depressing tone to it, but that's just, it's kind of relatable one because there are some people out there that don't have anybody out there for Christmas. It's
Yeah,
trying
no, I
to.
think that's what makes Santa like such an iconic character because it feels like he brings those type of tears away. He, he even when people don't see it, and that's what makes him such an iconic character.
Well, no, iconic song you mean, but
Well, a cool song and character. I mean,
yeah, and like I will say though too, like that's what people feel sometimes. As someone like say ourselves, we struggle with mental health, so it's nice to have like a comforting song like that, and to like another reminder that God is there. We're not alone. We're never alone, even though we may feel like it at times.
yes, as definitely, it was definitely something there, and I think another Christmas classic song that I think a lot of people like would have to be Jingle Bell Rock.
Oh, that is a good one. Yes, I do enjoy that one.
What
I
what
also,
make what makes me like that song so much is that like you can put anybody on there or with musical talents and they can make such a good version of that song. Like it has such a variety of tone in it that no matter who sings it, it's always going to be cool to listen to.
yeah, no, I agree with that. And honestly, I would throw "Rocking Around the Christmas Tree" is another one that's constantly I like to play.
Oh man, that was pretty good too. I think the first time I ever heard that song had to be in the first Home Alone movie.
Yes, we'll get to that in a minute. I promise, my twin. But
Yeah, but just out of curiosity, who originally sang that song, "Rocking Around the Christmas Tree"?
hold on one second here, my twin. I will, go look that up. But let's talk about other songs about that too. Obviously, Frosty the Snowman, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Her was her other good songs. I did find it, my twin. It is Brenda Lee back in 1958. It was written by Johnny Marks and it was recorded by Brenda Lee.
Oh
That
wow,
one,
it was amazing.
that,
So,
that was that was a great song. And speaking of great songs, too, Here Comes Santa Claus. I mentioned Frosty the Snowman and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, but another one I think we should mention because it's kind of been on a continued playlist Christmas wise for us, my twin, is Feliz Navidad.
oh yeah, those that you want to talk about like an old classic Christmas song. Um, I can't remember the name of the band that sang it, but that was
It was
so
guy.
amazingly done. Was that?
There was this one guy. It was Jose. Hope I say this right. Jose Felicino.
I think that's how you say it. Like I'm not 100% sure.
I
Apologies if it's
apologize. Yeah, apologize if I mess up the name, but he recorded that song back in 1970.
yeah, like no. To me personally, I thought that song was so well done because it's like he'll sing the lines in Spanish and then in English, and that song has been played all the time. Like I remember every year in school before we go on Christmas break, and head home, they would play that song over the speakers to bring like cheer and Christmas joy to everybody before they were all on Christmas break.
Yeah, that was definitely a good one here. Like that song and so many others. I mean, the only other new song Christmas wise, I think, is a constant classic. I would have to go with Mariah Carey's "All I Want for Christmas." That one I actually do enjoy listening to, believe it or not.
No, that one was all right. Like I've never really I've never heard that song as much as the other Christmas classics like looks like Jingle Bell Rock, but yeah, that one was pretty good. Whenever I hear it, I do enjoy it.
No, and Walking in a Winter Wonderland was a good one.
Oh yeah, I think the first time I heard that was from the Frosty Snowman Returns special, so where I think that's the one where he had himself a wife.
Yeah, no, that was a really good one too. And I will say, getting back to stories, you kind of brought it up earlier, my twin. Let's talk about one of our personal favorites, Christmas stuff to watch, Home Alone.
Oh man, you want to talk about taking a Christmas special over its head? Like, like how that Home Alone did the trick.
No, I never get tired of the traps that Macaulay Culkin sets for Joe Pesci and Oh, I forget. I have to figure out the other guy's name off the top of my head, but
The character's name was Marv.
yeah, Marv. Yeah, it was obviously the first two are the best, and
Yeah, I
Macaulay.
mean, I enjoyed some of the sequels there, other sequels outside of that, but the first two, yeah, they were definitely one of the best. Best. I think like one of my favorite traps had to be the simple like slip and slide on the ice trick. That was
That was a good one. I personally liked Marv was trying to clean his clothes. I don't know. I think it might have been the second one, first or the second one, but Marv tried to clean off his clothes, and he got on to like the washing, and he starts getting electrocuted.
Oh, that was the second one because I remember that because while he was getting electrocuted, he was temporarily turned into a skeleton, and I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, no, I gotta say, and wow, I mean we're the original Home Alone movie is pretty much the same age as us, my twin. It came
Oh,
out,
really?
yeah, it came out in '90. That's
Oh man, that's incredible.
no timeless classic, and I will say, check this out, my twin. According to this, it had a budget of the original. Let me rephrase that: the original Home Alone had a budget of $18 million, and it had almost $500 million in the box office. Yeah,
Oh man.
I say it's successful. Do you not?
Oh no, that's incredible. Like I did find it hard to believe, like remembering that first film alone, like, it's hard to believe that was like worth they put $5 million in there. Like that to me, like holy cow, that looks like you could have made less of from that film.
Well, normally you would think that because it is a Christmas movie, so it is kind of like a niche audience. So it's not like you're going to see it all the time. But for the fact that it hit such a number like that, that is incredible.
No, that was amazing. Like, and I think what I liked about it too was like it came up with new ideas while still staying true to the Christmas spirit of what it was. As like obviously like Macaulay Culkin, who played Kevin McAllister, I believe that's the character's name.
Kevin, yeah, I know it's Kevin.
But like, yeah, it was Kevin, but it was like he talked about how like again being the youngest, he felt like he was like his family didn't really care for him, and then like as throughout this journey he was by himself. He was learning some things, and as well as the rest of the family, especially the mother. That was probably just oh man, it was so beautifully done, and the added music towards it made it me even better.
Oh, I didn't realize John Candy was in this movie.
Yeah, I believe John Candy was the guy. He was in that scene where he was helping the mom get back to her house. Like he was in a band.
Yeah, he was a polka musician, according to this.
Hokum. Like, if on the subject of John Candy being there, one of the things I liked about that, if I don't know if you remember this scene, Kevin's mom is with them and he's getting them back to the house, back to her house, and she talks about how like she feels like she's a terrible mom, and John Candy's character basically talks about how like you're not a terrible mom. It's just like we all struggle with things, but it's the meaning of Christmas spirit. At the end of the day, you still love him, and he still loves you.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like they're definitely showing like there's like definitely one of those things too. And I also liked there's a guy named Marley. Remember the old guy hits him with the shovel?
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, I remember that. Like,
Yeah, no, but there's something special about that because remember in the movie they were supposed to be afraid of him, right? He said like, oh, he's just a mean old man and blah blah blah. But then at the end he was like, yeah, he might be mean to some degrees, but he's one of those like responsible people.
Yeah, well, I think to be fair though, I think the older brother was just doing that to scare his little brother, because again, like they didn't really know him that well either.
But that's my point.
Yeah,
like that's my point. Like the whole point is like you don't know somebody, but then like you realize who they are, and it's like, oh wow, you get to learn that. And then in the second Home Alone movie, there was something very similar. It was that homeless woman took care of the pigeons.
Yeah, like she was used to like living like in one of those old opera houses, I think.
Yeah, I know, but I guess what I'm trying to say is like, don't judge a book by its cover. But they're, even though like someone may be struggling, like say like what that lady could be like a homeless lady or something, there's they're still showing like there can be beauty and like grace and goodness coming from even people that you may not think it may come from.
Yeah, appearances can be deceiving, I guess.
Without question, without question, and amen to that.
Yeah, man.
I will say,
Actually, oh, sorry. Like I was gonna say, like remember that one scene with that lady where, like, she threw a bunch of bird seeds on him, and Marv screams to the top of his lungs, like
oh, because
because
the
they're
birds
all being
don't attack
attacked by
you.
birds.
Yeah, no, I remember. It kind of reminded me of Hitchcock's the movie The Birds,
Oh man,
except this one was actually meant to be funny, not
yeah,
that one.
that
But
is true.
but let me ask you this, my twin. It's even though we don't really follow the celebrity gossip stuff, but it is kind of well documented that Macaulay Culkin's in a relationship with Brenda Song.
Yes.
Do you ever think it'd be kind of, because we know her because we grew up watching her as little kids? She was obviously in Disney and all that.
Well, speaking of which, she actually was in a Christmas movie on Disney Channel. I believe it was called The Ultimate Christmas Present. It was a film that starred like they found one of Santa Claus's devices that can create snowstorms. So they go into a warm because they live in a warm area. They don't really see snow, and they end up losing control because it turns into a blizzard, and they have to find a way to stop it.
Wow, that actually came out 25 years ago.
Yes, it
But
was a pretty good movie. It wasn't like it wasn't like I wouldn't say it was like the best, but it was definitely like an enjoyable film. I would recommend it.
yeah, no, I would also throw in one of the things too. I would throw in as well. Um, wouldn't it be cool that Macaulay Culkin and Brenda Song do a Christmas movie together?
Actually, that would be kind of funny.
Do you think they bring back? I mean, they're bringing back a lot of old stuff nowadays, but do you think Macaulay Culkin could do one, and like him and Brenda could work together on it or something?
Oh yeah, I definitely think they could. Like, I think Macaulay Culkin and Brenda both of like they always like bring back old stuff, but do it in a new way that is still enjoyable while respecting the old one, the old version.
Yeah, and there's actually I'm trying to think of another one. There was one that had Tim. Oh, 3 Days. This came out in 2001. This was a Christmas movie. It was like a Christian movie. You want to talk about great Christmas movies with like special meaning behind things? That movie came out in 2001.
I actually remember that film. It was basically a husband and wife. They were got in an argument, and then the wife had tragically passed away until an angel showed up and said, like, if you could get a chance to set things right, would you take it? And he had 3 days is to make it right. And man, like by the end of the film, holy cow, that was emotional.
Well, it was one of the things like she thinks like he's being unfaithful, even though I don't think, if I remember correctly, I don't think he was. They were just arguing because they weren't spending as much time together because of his like high paying job. But he learned like the value of like learning the value of like appreciate those that you have because you don't know whenever it's going to happen.
When it
You
will
know,
end, yeah.
yeah, because you never know it'll come to an end. And I thought that was so well done. That was such an underrated movie, not just Christmas movie, but movies in general. But that movie was really, really good.
Speaking of Christmas movies, I can't believe we hadn't mentioned this before, because we talked about like the Christmas Carol. Remember the Muppets Christmas Carol?
Oh my gosh, you're right. I forgot about. How did I forget that? That was one of the best versions of the Christmas Carol.
Yeah, I mean,
How did
don't get
I
me
forget
wrong, the original one was great, but like the Muppets with their own twist was so funny. Like I remember like a lamp, like the lamp, not the rat, and like the guns.
that? That was a good one. I forgot. Yeah. I know.
Oh man.
Wow, I can't believe this. I didn't realize this either, my twin, but we're actually older than that movie.
Well, yeah, because it came out like either early or late '90s. I'm not 100% sure on that.
It was actually 1992.
1992. Okay, so we were a couple years older at that time. But
Yeah.
dude, like one of the things I loved about that film was how, like again, like they respected the original story of the Christmas Carol, but they added their Muppets flavor to it, and it was just, oh my god, it was great.
Oh yeah, oh, without question, it's definitely an amazing one. We still every time we go on YouTube and it's Christmas time, we play some of the songs that they sang on that.
Yeah, I think one of my favorite moments of that had to be like, in the scene where Mr. Cratchit had to ask for another coal for the fire, and then like you see the rats all asking like they're freezing, and then Scrooge would like tell them like they might lose their job, and they're like, "This is my island," and the sun, like they were dressed like hula dancers.
Yes, I still got the light the lamp, not the right part in my head. That was a good one. I did like that one. I also like one of my favorite Muppet characters. They played Marley.
Oh yeah, the two old guys, they were playing like Marley and Marley.
Statler Mordor. Oh my gosh, that was a good one. That was a good one. I really enjoyed that one. And Michael Caine, who
played Scrooge, yeah, I remember him.
Oh my gosh, he did such a good job, and he's got such a career. And I could be wrong, but doesn't he have a star on the Walk of Fame?
I would have to check that, but I think he does. As I think he does have a star on the Walk of Fame.
I mean, he is a tremendous actor. He has such a tremendous career.
Well, like he was versatile too. Like he could be in any genre. That's what makes him so talented.
He is very good. He was very good actor. But talking about all this stuff is really cool and really great. But let's talk about arguably and I mean, this is just our humble opinion, especially within our family. Some of our favorite Christmas stuff, and probably the most famous Christmas stuff to watch within our family is The Christmas Story.
Oh no, I forgot about that.
Oh my goodness, you want to talk about an all-time classic, stuff that you can never really get bored of?
Oh man, yeah. Oh geez.
Oh my goodness, that movie was great. I really
Fragile. It must be Italian. I think it says fragile. Oh man.
Like that's just
No, that was a good movie.
Oh my goodness, like that. Because one of the things too, I feel like anybody that's involved, what's the thing? Everyone's got family that could relate to that in every every way.
Oh man.
Like that movie, because like obviously our dad has had a history of doing that. Our mom has definitely had moments like that. Like anybody could know somebody that acts just like that. That movie is still good, and it's good when you can go literally from Christmas Eve to Christmas Day, 24 hours, and it's just as funny as it started to when it finished.
Yeah, and you could remember so much from that movie too. Like I still remember to this day of like Ralphie like daydreaming about he wanted that BB gun rifle.
And the red rifle,
the criminals.
Adios, Bart. That was a good one.
Oh man.
Here's a fun fact though about A Christmas Story of My Twin. This was actually based off a book.
Really?
Yeah, that came out next year. It'll be 60 years ago it came out. It was called In God We Trust, All Others Pay Cash.
Oh wow, that's insane. Oh my god.
Oh my goodness, that movie is so good. That, like you said, him like fantasizing about being like a hero cowboy, save his family.
Looking back on it now, it kind of makes me love it even more is like, it goes from like when he daydreams, it's like fun and goofy and enjoyable, but then it goes right back to like super serious and wholesome meaning behind it as well. Like I always thought that was so cool how they did that.
Well, most importantly, it was believable. Like people forget, like we all have our family moments, or like, mom or dad can be angry at each other or at the kids, or the kids can be mad. But then it's like at the end of the day, we still love each other, and we can all just come together and just enjoy life and be thankful.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Especially like that, like some of that stuff there. Like, do you remember when they got the Christmas tree all decorated and stuff? And he's like, "Oh, here's the tree." It's like, "Oh no, that star is crooked."
Yeah.
And then I think the lights went out. He's like, "Don't anybody move. Hold it right there. A fuse is out."
Oh, I absolutely love that scene. That was so good. And even prior to that, when they got the tree, they were like trying to like bargain a deal by saying, we could just get those plastic trees.
Oh man.
Oh, that was such a good one. And of course we actually just talked about it prior to us recording this. We walked around town and we saw one of those leg lamps.
Oh, God.
What a great lamp.
It's surprisingly beautiful. It reminds me of the 4th of July. Oh,
Well, that was
geez.
classic.
No, it's such a classic right there.
Oh, and I miss stuff like that. That's oh, it's so good. I love it.
Oh
And
man, wonderful.
I also like in the beginning where the dad was they were all just hanging out by the kitchen. All of a sudden he hears noises. He's like, quiet, quiet. And all of a sudden you see smoke coming. He's like, it's a clanker.
We'll put it all the way down again.
Oh, blast it.
Oh my
And
God.
of course, like the ultimate like
Battle.
was when Ralph hurt himself. Spoilers, but like he's sitting there hanging out by the chair reading the newspaper, and every once in a while the Bumpus hounds come flying by. They got in the house and they start destroying the food and everything, and he's
I actually, what I'm curious is how they actually got into the house, because I don't remember them leaving the door open or anything.
yeah, I don't remember either. I don't know if that was ever explained, but either way, it was hilarious.
No, it was so enjoyable.
Oh my goodness. And
Oh,
God rest both their souls. They played Mr. and Mrs. Parker, the parents.
oh my God, that was so funny. Like that's again, like I said, like the chemistry between the actors and stuff. Oh, so good. But,
Yeah, they looked like a real couple. But the thing is, though, I think anybody could relate to parents acting like that.
well, also too is like how they could agree to disagree. Like remember when Ralphie got that unfortunate present from his aunt, and it was like a pink bunny outfit.
The big bunny.
It's like the mother's like, "Oh my God, that's the cutest thing I've ever seen," and then the father's like, "He looks like a deranged Easter bunny."
He does not. Yes, he does too. He looks like a pink nightmare.
Oh,
Oh my gosh, that was hilarious.
oh man, that's so much fun.
That really was good, man. And a little fun fact, and maybe we could talk about it some other day, but Darren McGavin, who played the father, he was also another show we kind of liked watching, especially the more we got to know him. He was doing the TV show that Kolchak, the Night Stalker.
Oh, you mean the one where he was like playing like a news reporter?
Yeah, he was a news reporter, but he was getting involved in like the supernatural. He basically inspired the X-Files.
Oh yeah. Kolchak, the Night Stalker. Yeah, you're right. Like, dude, that show was actually. I mean, obviously we weren't born yet when that came out originally, but you can find full episodes of it on YouTube. If you want to like look at it like an old school style show. Oh, that was pretty good too. And like, it's so weird seeing a guy who was in a Christmas classic of a comedy to do something like that serious. It was actually well written and well done.
Yes, but back to the Christmas theme, but like it just was that movie might be the best Christmas. Well, obviously, talking about the birth of Jesus as well. Like in The Little Drummer Boy. That might be one of my favorites, if not my favorite classic as well. The Little Drummer Boy.
Yeah, I think definitely for me, Jack Frost would probably be one of the greatest. Just that's along with Frosty the Snowman.
Yeah, those are going. Rudolph was an amazing one. It was definitely one of those. It was definitely one of those times where a lot of people, it was just I just wish there were more stuff like that to talk about, and especially for today's generation. I wish more of them would see such amazing stuff, and maybe there's some more out there that get to watch it, and hopefully that can inspire others to do good, you know. But
Yeah.
well, as we're heading down here, my twin, but let's our future plans here. We'll be heading up to see some family here and getting to enjoy a little bit of a Christmas dinner, if you will.
Yes, as well as the special Christmas cookies.
Oh, I'm getting fat just thinking about those peanut butter blossoms.
You can't go wrong with the classic peanut butter blossoms as well as the classic M&Ms.
Oh, without question. But it's just when I remember being a little kid, that was another fun thing we did was talk about helping make the cookies and then tasting them, making sure they were good.
Oh yes, I think we might have overworked on that testing part, but
Yes, but those were good memories, and hopefully, maybe one day, our little nephew and niece can get to experience that.
oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm sure. I know our nephew's enjoying the cookie testing. I know that much.
God, God, God bless them.
Yes.
You just hope and pray, and more importantly, just hope and pray that we all find ways to be closer together and have peace on earth. God willing.
Yes.
It
Amen
just
to that.
Yes, indeed. And I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of other Christmas stuff we can talk about, but I guess we'll end it up with this, my twin. Like, what do you hope for, for Christmas this year?
Well, just some spreading some Christmas cheer and some great moments, as well as rewatching some of the Christmas classics.
For me, I'm hoping to, try to better myself and more importantly, try to be closer to God. And also more importantly, trying to, well, is another, well, be closer to God's more important, but I will say one of the things I'm really trying to push for this year is to, find peace of mind in my head. I'm just
Yeah.
hoping, trying to strengthen myself mentally and, be able to live a normal life and feel like I could be happy with myself.
Yes. That's I can understand that. I feel the same way.
And well, with that being said, to all of you out there, I love you all. God bless, be safe, everybody, and Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas to you all and to all a good night.